A solemn procession this afternoon as law enforcement officials escorted the body of a state parole agent. Joshua Byrd was shot and killed at a state corrections office in East Oakland yesterday.
Greetings to all of you who back the blue, and welcome back to another segment of Fallen Heroes, where we honor those who answered the call and paid the ultimate price in the service of our communities. Today I'm in beautiful Southern California, as you can see, for the West Coast Pastor Summit, sponsored by TPUSA Faith. I always love when I get the chance to come to these events and fellowship with other believers, especially pastors. But more importantly, it gives me the opportunity to honor another fallen hero who this community has lost in recent weeks. And that is Parole Agent Joshua Byrd, a dedicated public servant whose life was tragically cut short on July 17th.
The stars and stripes of the American flag cling to this metal fence above I-80 in Sacramento, and for a short time, these parole officers gathered to mourn a man who for 11 years wore their same badge.
On July 17th, while conducting his duties in California's high-risk parole system, Agent Byrd was fatally shot by an individual he was attempting to supervise. This tragic incident underscores the dangers that parole agents face, not just behind prison walls, but in communities when the stakes are high and situations can escalate in a matter of seconds.
Byrd was shot and killed yesterday inside of that office on Edgewater Drive, that is just across 880 from the Coliseum. A law enforcement source says the suspect, who was out on parole, walked in with a gun. A security guard nearby reported hearing 2 gunshots. Byrd was rushed to Highland Hospital in Oakland, where he later died.
The deadly shooting happened inside an Oakland parole office in broad daylight Thursday.
Parole agent is down. Shots were fired. Requesting CHP.
Oakland police arrested the suspect, 48-year-old Brian Keith Hall, a few miles away. ABC News learning that Hall has a criminal history spanning 3 decades. He was on parole after being sentenced for assault with a deadly weapon earlier this year.
Hall has a lengthy criminal history in Alameda County that dates back to June 1996. Over the past 29 years, he's been charged with robbery, assault, drug sales, auto theft, evading police, and attempted murder.
Joshua Byrd devoted his career to helping those under supervision rebuild their lives while protecting public safety. His work took courage, patience, and a deep-rooted sense of duty, qualities that define both his professional life and his personal character. Agent Byrd leaves behind a grieving family, his colleagues at the parole office, and a community that relied on his commitment to safety and rehabilitation. You see, he was more than an agent. He was a mentor, a public servant, and an advocate for second chances.
Friends and colleagues described the 40-year-old Navy veteran as a great guy and very dependable. During Friday's graduation ceremony for new correctional officers, a moment of silence was held in Agent Byrd's honor.
Rest in peace, Joshua Byrd. I was a sergeant here when he came through as a cadet over 10 years ago. So I know I have a lot of staff here that are good, and it's a constant reminder of how dangerous our profession is.
So Agent Joshua Byrd, your watch has ended, but your legacy of service will endure. Thank you for your courage and your life that was dedicated to a safer California. So thank you for joining me for another episode of Fallen Heroes. And may we never forget, and may we always honor, and may we continue to support those who stand on the thin blue line.
Agent Byrd is survived by his wife and 3 children.
Now, this is the first line of duty death for the State Corrections Department since 2018. Right now, flags are flying at half-staff in the state capitol in honor of Agent Byrd.
So please continue to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and encourage friends and family to do so as well. Until next time, thank you for your continued support, but more importantly, please continue to support our shields. God bless.